Alright. Settle down. Settle down. Jeff. Class is in session, sir. Please take a seat. Alright. Welcome to the Combat College. We offer a free, world-class education to all warriors, all the time. My name is Cody Chilson, and I'm going to be your tour guide today on our new adventure. Where are we going, you ask? Well, today's adventure is going to lead us down a path where we're going to find a system of combatants rich in history and in culture, forged over thousands of years of tribal warfare. These practitioners are efficient, brutal, and fluid, dealing death in ways that are simultaneously beautiful and horrifying. Its masters are the unsung heroes of martial arts, men and women who have stood as silent pillars, holding up the martial community throughout American history. With power inherited by the touching of hands and the exchange of family blood, these giants serve as innovators to the warrior arts, because they understand that when your blade evolves, so does your tribe. Yes, my friends, today we're going to start our journey in the Filipino martial arts. And if you know what that means, you know that we're going to learn to kill some shit. Yes, sir? Question in the back.
Law School Larry.
Yes, sir. What about the legal ramifications of your previous statement?
Larry? Dude, what's with the blur on your face?
Well, if you can't see my face, I can't be legally accountable. You know, plausible deniability, Cody. Unlike you, I'm avoiding liability, okay? And if I reread the transcript from earlier, you clearly stated, yes, right here. We are going to kill some that doesn't sound like a stay out of jail strategy. Do you care to elaborate?
Yes. You see, the thing that you have to realize is that if you were to distill all martial arts down to their essence and figure out what their application is, modern day martial arts will fall into one of three basic categories. It's either going to be a sport, a self-defense system, or a civilianized based martial arts system, or it's going to be militarized.
Point noted.
If you're concerned with liability, okay, then you're either competing in a tournament or you're in a civilianized environment which restricts your options for combat based on federal, local, and state law. Case in point, if I stab a guy 9 times outside of McDonald's and I'm in the right, I'm going to have to hire an attorney and use the proper legal jargon like self-defense and stopping the threat in hopes to even stay out of jail, even if I'm right. But if I'm on a squad and we're going into an enemy encampment and I stab a guy 9 times, guess what I'm going to get? A high five from my point guy. We just need to realize and accept that the Filipino martial arts stem from thousands of years of tribal warfare, since even before the times that these practitioners had a written language, and just accept this for what it is. This is what made me fall in love with FMA, okay? What I saw is what I still consider to this day to be one of the purest forms of combat, and it's managed to keep its military integrity throughout the ages. Now, how is something like that possible? I mean, how do you keep that for so long? Well, the first part of our answer lies in both the geography and the topography of the land. Here's a basic breakdown. Okay, now, The Philippines is a sovereign island country in Southeast Asia, and is situated in the western Pacific Ocean. The Philippines has three main geographical divisions: Luzon in the north, the centrally located Visayas, and Mindanao to the south. Now, the Philippines has over 7,000 islands.
7,000 islands.
So historically, the geography has lent itself to the development of many different tribes. Okay? And oftentimes, these tribes had different dialects, different core values, different spiritual principles that they lived on. Okay? They also had different combat mechanics. Now, the combat of these different tribes was often influenced by the topography of the land. A different land makeup would cause different things to have to happen. For instance, if you had an island with mountains on it, you would have to develop a totally different system of body mechanics than if you were living on an island with flat land. Combat was also a byproduct of where you were at in the Philippines and who the invaders were that actually came into contact with you from which direction as well. Filipinos are notorious for taking something used against them in combat, incorporating it into their body mechanics, and then producing a better version of it to kill their aggressors. The most popular example of this would be the use of the espada daga system, which was originally a thrusting sword and dagger-based system that the Spaniards brought with them when they attacked the Philippines. Now, in time, it became a well-rounded thrusting and slashing system that stood the test of time in the Philippines. Now, historically, combat systems were either exclusive to the tribe or the family, and that still holds true to this day. In order to have a legitimate apprenticeship or education under a Filipino master, you really have to be accepted as a part of the inner circle of the martial arts tribe or as a member of the family. These styles are rich in diversity, with subject matter spanning from stick and knife to empty hand and all manner of melee weaponry, to even archery and firearms training. Now, the exclusiveness of this art, combined with the overall general obscurity, kind of lends itself to the preservation of it. You see, typically all art forms start off as killing arts. Kung Fu, Karate, Taekwondo, fencing. But what happens is when these arts get popularized too much and they come to the surface, you see a couple of things occur. Now, I'm going to say it, and don't hate me, but it's got to be said. First off, there's an inevitable watering it down that occurs in a system's quality when it expands too quickly. It loses that quality control as it just gets too big. And the other thing that happens is that when it gets big like that, it starts to evolve to meet the needs of the general public and the masses, as opposed to a small group of dedicated warriors that are going to actually use it for what it was originally intended for. Now, in time, what can happen is a total loss of the militarized component of a martial art. And this has actually happened to fencing. For instance, right now as we speak, there's a revival going on in Europe. People are trying to relearn the combative aspect of fencing, which became lost after the sport aspect took over. Essentially what you have right now is groups of people sprouting up around these several hundred-year-old manuals and just sparring it out, just trying to see what they can and can't get away with to teach it to themselves. But not in Filipino martial arts. In my opinion, it's an untouched oasis of uncompromising, unforgiving warrior arts, worthy of the blood of the ancients. It is my pleasure and great honor to present the following courses to you. It's my intent to pass on everything I know to the best of my ability, and to point you in the direction of those considered to be the keepers of the flame. I hope these arts invigorate you and spark your intuition and make you extremely excited, because they sure as hell did for me. Welcome to Combat College, and welcome to the Filipino martial arts.